All right. We actually live. We on the cracking, so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Puffing a little cigar. But yeah. Basically, episode that we want to talk about. We really want to get jumping. And I know it's controversial, without a doubt. But when it comes to unions, we have the pros and cons when it comes to unions, and how different people from every different nationality, walk of life, how they feel about it.
Right.
What we want to talk about today is the pros and cons of both sides of this scenario. And I know people have their opinions on how they feel about it. First and foremost, Team Players United. This is how we get down. Dimitri, my brother, introduce yourself real quick. Who you are, what you do.
All right. This is Dimitri. I'm from South Carolina. Owner of Rebirth Transport. Dispatch service. Owner operator. And that's my introduction for the day.
Hey, we'll then get more information about you. Go ahead and put it into at the end of this beautiful meeting of the minds for the day. Because this is gonna be crazy. Because I know we're gonna get a lot of response to this. Because people have a lot of different opinions when it comes to unions. And
Right.
what we're trying to trying to introduce. I know what union means, and I'm sitting here right now looking at a lot of people how they feel about it, and I'm looking at what is it like in back it all the way up. Well, like last year, the favoritism on the union was like 52%. It started dropping, tremendously.
Right.
And that was August of last year, not this year, but August of last year, like 52%. It went down to 48%, and from there it's like 37% favoritism on dealing with unions. And I understand where people come across when they think about unions as being kind of shady scenarios where I'm gonna tell you first and foremost, I'm a teamster. I get down with unions. Basically, Teamster's been beautiful to me, and I understand that people in general look at unions, they look at it as though the union and powers that be don't really communicate. And when they don't communicate, it seems as though teams just kind of overpower them and kind of force them in different scenarios to where they basically get hurt. The organization itself. They had they had a scenario where basically back in the day with Ford and Detroit, how they felt that the union damn near shut them down, because of all the rules and regulations that the unions stuck behind and actually they support the employee. And the employee is, waving the flag, but the company is like, hey, nah, we're not getting down like that. But it comes with pride. I would kind of more or less suggest that people turn around and say, okay, we're not going to bow down to your demands. It's like, but it's unionistically so. It's like, shit, we're people. You should try to give this to us. So, what have you been hearing when it comes to unions?
Well, like you said, it's a 50-50 with the union, in my experience. But before I say anything else, as this conversation goes on, people have to understand that each word you use has a definition.
Yep.
Each definition has a perspective.
Yes, sir.
What I'm about to say is only my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
The way that I define the words. Now, it's your choice to use my perspective or go on your own. With that being said, I believe in the union.
Yeah.
Most of the times, most people are afraid to say the things they need to say to get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So in a group, they feel more power.
Yeah. They do.
That's why I support a union. In numbers, you get more accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally with you when it comes to that because, you know, you got a lot of shy individuals that sit back and they have great opinions, you know, but they don't know how to come across because they're scared that they're going to lose their job or something of that, you know, nature. But and when the union behind them, they say, oh, I can write this down on a piece of paper and I can, hey, it's going to be heard anonymously, that it's going to be heard. And it's like, hey, it's still going to be put to the ballot and it's going to be looked at. But, you know, uh, I can talk on that a lot about people who just don't stand up for themselves. But with a union, it does give you power to go ahead and voice your opinion and move forward. Uh, the union itself, it sticks up for the small man. I ain't gonna, let me reword that. It sticks up for the individual himself.
Right.
And he's able to go ahead and tell you what's going on in the basic industry. Because sometimes you can turn around and see things going on, and when you voice your opinion, you get shut down. And it's like, hey, run it. I don't care what's going on. But with a union, you know, a lot of things get looked at, but they actually take that company and hold them accountable, you know, to go ahead and push forward to make changes for the employee, for the people, which, hell, Democrats and Republicans need to look at that.
You know, also, I'm going to say I support the union because along with the group making decisions,
Mm-hmm.
you also have to understand with any great movement, it's been a union. Definition is the key part of this.
Right,
When
right.
you form a group, you form a union.
Correct.
If you want to get the better end of the stick, 9 times out of 10, the union serves your purpose.
Right. I
There are
feel
people
that.
that get disgruntled about unions because they feel like they want to be in charge and have more to say, but you didn't stand up in order to be in charge.
Right.
Alright? So now, once again, I support the union again because when all the minds working together, then we get to the point at hand that needs to be addressed.
Right.
One person not going to give all the points for everybody can serve. Most of the time we think as individuals, what's going to suit us best. But in a
Mm-hmm.
group, collectively, we get all our concerns addressed and
Right.
deal with the issues at hand.
Yeah.
Some you ain't gonna like, but guess what? At the end of the day, it's gonna suit you better in a union.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you whatsoever. It's just that some companies, you know, like I said about Ford, Detroit, how they got down, how they felt, or what people were actually they took notice that they stated that the union actually helped the downfall in Detroit because of some of the rules and regulations that the union set forth for them. You know, they said, okay, it wasn't feasible. And a lot of companies, they just won't bow down. They just really won't bow down to a union. And, you know, and I know there's one company in particular, and I really won't put the name on blast, but I remember being there. I worked there when that damn shit there 20 years. And the owner actually stated, he's like, well, you ain't come up in here, you jokers vote for it, I'll shut this joint down. But in the same token, it's the type of company where shit, you shut it down, the government gonna take control from this point. But he was just so against the people, the employees having a viewpoint, but yet in the same token, the viewpoint that was gonna come across was positive. But he didn't want that, it was prideful. He didn't want them to turn around and actually run his company. And a lot of companies are scared of that. You know, they don't
9
want,
times out of 10, that shit ain't got a fucking thing to do with their pride. It's about their pocket.
okay?
Get the P's right. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
got a damn thing to do with their pride. It got to do with their pocket. But
Mm.
the bottom line is this. See, all you want to do, all I want everybody to do is earn what's theirs.
Right.
That shit, all that bullshit that he coming up with about it's gonna make the people suppose the union go in at Ford, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well now, with the union asking for this amount of money, so now that's gonna ramp up the
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit, the steel still costs the same. They still gonna be in the machines at the same amount of hours. Give the people so they can pay their light bill. Put food in their refrigerator. It ain't costing no more to do that. They don't want their bottom line to be less than what they taking in.
I mean, you totally
They
correct
can
when it
live a
comes to
little
that.
less. They can live a little less. Why the CEOs getting $12 million motherfucking motherfucking $12 million and vacation homes and incentive packages and all that shit? Share with the people who making you rich. You still gonna be good, cause guess what? That's just one Ford location.
Mm-hmm.
They got 4 locations all over the country. And if you're the CEO of that one, you share with all of them to get down.
Right.
Fucking greedy.
Yeah.
That's why the union works.
Yeah, and then you know what? I'm going to agree with you on another moment of this conversation, but also a lot of people, when it comes to unions, they look at the old heads that actually sit in unions, and they turn around and they take advantage of certain situations because they feel they're entitled or obligated to get the fat part of the meat, you know, first choice. And you know, I do see that, to where individuals feel that, you know, unions protect them so much, they take it to the letter and they kind of sit back and say, because I am who I am and I sat here so long, I'm obligated to do primarily nothing. And you know, we get paid top dollar in the union. So
Right.
when that happens, you have the other individuals that's coming in. It's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm busting my ass to change what's happening, where people can look at it as better, but yet in the same token, you guys are giving us a bad name, you know, because lazy as shit, basically. So I see that, but in the same token, the rules are laid out to support and help us to move forward. But when it comes down to it, a lot of the companies look at it like we're getting, you know, mistreated ourselves. You know, it's a form of where you guys are trying to just bleed. How they say it? Get blood out of a turnip. You know,